think we are recording. What is up, everybody? This is Ryan Mahalik or Superstyle Gaming here, and I'm coming at you with a live comm of some of the tournament games for King of the Hill, which is really interesting. So this is BryanChess versus Aquafire now. This is the quarterfinal match. The winner of this match will be playing my boy Ismile, and yeah. So this is some live commentary over their games, which I thought would be pretty fun. So it looks like we've got BryanChess going my strat, Dartling Glue, versus Aquafire's Dart Ninja. Interesting strat. So we'll see how this plays out. Of course, Bryan's going to play pretty aggro this game. He's sending constant pinks, forces some leaks on Aquafire's side, and he's going to up his round 6 plantation. If I was Bryan here, I'd probably boost some blacks his way and then some greens behind. You've got to play pretty aggro here. Aqua's going to win late game, unless Bryan has a ton of money, but that is probably unlikely on a map like YBR. We're still recording, 91% on the phone, so we're chilling right now. Aqua's going to send him some blacks. That's going to do nothing. You want to send greens, and if he sends constant greens, I can force another powerful darts for Bryan's side, but yeah. Looks like Bryan's sending him some blacks. That's a good send because it forced a 0-1 dart, and he's probably going to force the spolt here as well with some yellows. Yep, it looks like he forces the spolt. Good play. Aqua is leaking down quite a bit though. He's got no spikes and 57 life, so he's got to be careful there. And Bryan's doing it again. Round 9 boosted yellows can be deadly. Aqua's gonna have to boost here. Yep. And he almost goes down. Okay. I definitely would rather be in Bryan's shoes right now. He's got a solid eco, a little bit behind in farms, but Aqua is down a boost. And on 25 lives. Bryan does have to be careful. Oh, and Aqua goes down to a regrow lead. Look at that. There's game 1 in the bag for Bryan. Pretty much a choke on Aqua's side, but this is best of 5, and Aqua's a really good player, so I'll catch you guys when they start up their next game. Alright, we're back in with their second game. Bryan is currently up 1-0, and it looks like Aqua chose Water Hazard. Very interesting pick. We got some boat mortar versus boat mortar gameplay. Water Hazard is a pretty hard map to play though, because it is double pathed and AI leads can really mess up boat mortar. So we'll see how they play this out. Looks like both of them going for a pretty low eco start, 254. I personally like to go for 265, but it looks like 254 forced the grape shot on both sides, so I guess that start was fine. So really, this map is like much harder to defend with boat than like Inlets. You need like 2 grape shots to defend constant blacks, whereas Inlets you're pretty much fine with 1 faster shooting grape shot. And you also need more than a grape shot for pinks as well, unless you're gonna leak. The spots just aren't near as good. I kind of like Bryan's spot a little bit more than Aqua's. Aqua's spot's good for like a second boat, but Bryan's, you put it on last up there, and pretty much all the grape shots will always hit. Where Aqua, you put his on close. One thing to note, this is the championships from season 3, so Cobra and Engineer both are not allowed. So you won't be seeing these players use them. Round 6, they both go for boosted blacks. Definitely a smart play. Now, it looks like the players are just going to go for a second grape shot, which is definitely the play. If you went for a faster shooting, you'd still have to get another grape shot with it, so this saves them some money on their defense, just going for 2 grape shots. And it looks like Aqua is going to continue sending into 2 grape shots. I'm not sure if that's going to make Bryan leak. Maybe a little bit, but nothing terrible. So I probably, if I was in his shoes, would just farm on at this point. Looks like we've got 6 current viewers of this game. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And Aqua's continuing his aggression, brings some yellows as well. forces a tower boost. Bryan does the same, and that just forces a 0-0 mortar. So it looks like Aqua is now up a tower boost. They're pretty much equal in eco, but Aqua does is getting out farmed. I meant to say. So Bryan sells a boat there to go for his mortar. Honestly, a probably pretty smart play. He made himself leak, not really due to it. So, but Aqua is still getting out farmed, and the farms are really important on these like round 10 through 13 because they're pretty short rounds. So the farm money comes by fast. Bryan boosts some whites his way. If Aqua gets another grape shot, he should be fine, but he ends up boosting against it. Okay, this is going to be interesting because Bryan may end up all-outing him at this point, or sending like a big re-rush with rainbows. We'll see. So it looks like Aqua ends up rushing Bryan, forcing a boost. Bryan sells a farm, so they're both down to 1 temptation at this point. Bryan is on 1 boost, Aqua is still on 2. But Bryan does have a money lead and an eco lead at this point. So it looks like they're just farming on at this point. They probably would have been able to defend all outs. I think they would have had money for a big one. If not, they could have got like 3 destroyers. So I think that's why they didn't all out each other. Round 25, regrow leads can be deadly on this map, especially with round 16 AI, so I'm expecting to see some of those rushes. Looks like Bryan's getting a second mortar, and Aqua both are, to get ready for those regrow leads. So as you can see, both of them have a grape shot on last, up towards the start of the scent path, which is really good for breaking down the black layer of the leads to make it so they don't regrow a ton. So again, it looks like they're in similar spots. Bryan's down a boost, but he does have a money lead, while Aqua does have that boost advantage. Moabs are definitely going to be a problem though on this map, especially on round 19 when leads come from AI path as well. So it looks like Aqua is going for Moab. He's trying to drain that last boost of Bryan's, so we'll see how this works out. Aqua is out of balloon boosts though, and balloon boosts really do help Moab rushes. So Bryan will have to definitely boat pull this or boost. I don't think his current defense will suffice. Oh, it actually looks like he did, so that's a good defend. The boat with the extra range can kind of hit across that land mass, so it helps a lot. And neither of them sent to Moab with the round 19 leads, so that's interesting. But Aqua did do a lead rush, and this can be deadly. You can see all of the balloons coming from both sides. But Bryan ends up cleaning it up. Neither of them have really great farms at this point. Definitely going to be a type of drain game probably. Looks like Bryan's going from some leads. Kind of late though, all of the leads from the AI have passed at this point. But Bryan's going to continue the aggression into the AI rainbows at the end of round 20. I think Aqua's defense though will suffice with that balloon buster. Yeah, it looks like Aqua has some good boat spots and mortar targeting, so he ends up cleaning that up. But you can see Bryan has a 300 eco lead now, and is only down 1 temptation. Eco is going to be really helpful because round 23 is a long round, so eco is more valuable than farms for those long rounds. So round 22 AI, there's a bunch of ceramics that come out. Looks like Aqua opts to send some leads to mix in with it. I don't think this is going to cause Bryan any problems, but we'll see. Yeah, it looks like Bryan cleans that up pretty easily. 3 destroyers with the balloon busters. Pretty solid defense. The ceramics, though, get very difficult in round 25, so we'll see if they go for a bunch of destroyers or a big one. So it looks like they both went for their facility. I think Bryan honestly has the lead right now with about 300 eco and trade for a boost. But it is very close for sure. So as you can see, round 23 is just a super long round, so that eco definitely helps for these longer rounds. We'll see if any of them mix stuff with round 24 AI, because there's a bunch of ceramics that come this round as well. Looks like Bryan and Aqua both send each other a bit of leads. I think Aqua's going to struggle a bit here to this, unless he gets up... Okay, he gets up another destroyer. Still, the balloons are getting pretty far. Does he end up going down, actually? And he leaks down to 0, yep. Dang, Aqua choked both of these games. He is down 2-0 now, so Bryan only needs one more match. I'll catch you guys in the last one. So it looks like Aqua's second losing map is Interchange, and he's going Wiz Tac versus Bryan's Wiz Village. So this is going to be a drain game pretty much. Aqua's going to try to make these rounds last very short and limit Bryan's farms and deny him from BIAing. So you can already see that from the start of round 2. Aqua's sending blues while Bryan's not sending anything. Looks like Bryan's pretty unhappy facing WizTech. It is possible to win this matchup with Wiz Village, but you need to play extremely well with your boosts and how you defend the BFBs and such. Bryan ends up going for the Fireball here. I honestly don't like going for Fireballs. I'd rather tank some leaks and just save up for the Lightning Wizard and kind of save that $250. So there's the Lightning. And Aqua, as you can see, he placed down spikes on the track after the balloons get past his tack shooter, and that's to make it so then the rounds don't last very long, because he's trying to make these rounds last as short as possible to limit Bryan's farms. He's probably going to end up getting his blade shooter up here soon for that reason as well, to kind of make the rounds last shorter. Yep. He sends Bryan some blacks. This honestly won't do anything, I don't think, because Bryan has a Fireball Wizard. And they're not balloon boosted or anything. He might leak a tiny bit, but I don't really think blacks are necessarily a good send here, unless they were balloon boosted. He's continuing the blacks. Again, Bryan hasn't leaked to these yet, so I don't really think this is a good send. But I guess it made Bryan get up another Fireball Wizard, so maybe round 7 blocks was better. Round 6, though, I didn't see the point. He continues with the aggression, sending whites. Now he's going to send some regen whites, trying to force another Lightning here. We'll see if Bryan goes for it. And he ends up going for it. So you can see Bryan's farms are actually pretty bad, because he does have 2 Lightning Fireball Wizards. Normally when I go Wiz Village, I don't even get the Fireball Wizards till later on, so I would have been able to save $500 just going for 2 Lightnings. There's the first balloon Bryan sent all game, 1 lead, just to force that wizard. We'll see if Aqua sends any whites. Boosted whites can get through Bryan's defense, I'm pretty sure. But I'd definitely rather be in Aqua's shoes here. Bryan's farms are not that great for this point of the game, and Aqua is farming pretty well. So Bryan looks like he's going for a rush here. That was kind of just to bait the Dragon's Breath, I think. Aqua can sell that tack shooter now if he wants to, because I don't think Bryan would really care to rush him. Aqua ends up sending a big Zebra Rush here after selling his tack shooter. And Bryan might go down here, honestly, if he doesn't boost. Yep, and he goes down. Alright, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, it looks like Bryan's losing map was Blastopolis, and he is going Dartling Bomb while Aqua's going Boat Mortar. So surprisingly, Boat Mortar is actually not that bad on this map, even though you only can fit like 5 or 6 boats, you just have to play extremely aggro and kind of play a drain game. It's only viable because the boat spots are really good. So it looks like he is already starting that aggression on round 1. Trying to force that powerful darts. This is kind of the similar map as water resorts. Like water resorts, you can use boat mortar, except you have to play extremely aggro because there is no boat spots and you can't really take it late game unless you have like a big farm lead or whatever. So Aqua goes for his grape shot here just to fin those pinks, and it also allows him to anti-stall the rounds harder, which of course he's trying to anti-stall the rounds, try to limit Bryan's farms. Darling Bomb is kind of bad on this map because there isn't really any good Moab Mauler spots that can hit like both sides of the track reliably and not get blocked by balloons. So it looks like Aqua's going for a green rush here. Very smart. He's trying to force a cannon. Bryan's just gonna go for his farm right away. I would have done the same, and now you're gonna get your cannon later because you can kind of wait to get it up. It looks like Bryan's going for a spot near the start of the track. I honestly don't like that spot. I'd rather use it at the bend where like the greens and blues are right now, kind of near the dartling. I think the spot at the start's a lot worse because when BFBs and Moabs come later on, you want your bomb near the end of the map. Bryan boosts some Black's Aquafire's way. Aqua's fine taking these lives because he knows that Bryan's not gonna send him much, being a passive strat. But it looks like Aqua just went for his boat anyways, which is interesting. I would have not done it in that case. Aqua sends him a big yellow rush now, trying to force that cluster bomb. We'll see if Bryan goes for it. You pretty much have to, or you're gonna leak a lot of lives there. Bryan is still farming pretty well though, so he's still definitely in this game. Of course, Aqua has an eco advantage, but that's expected with how he has to play aggro and Bryan has to play passive this game. Look, we'll see if Aqua goes for a round 11 white rush. Looks like he leads with a zebra. Okay, and just baits a dartling, so he's not gonna do anything else. Whites wouldn't really do anything anyways through his defense. Camel lead just to force the camel detection. Camel lead detection on one of the dartlings. And Bryan's still farming pretty well. 3 plantations and a 1-0 on round 12 is definitely solid. So it looks like he's on track to get like around 15 or 16 BIA, but regrow leads and zebras and that type of stuff can be very deadly against dartling bombs, so we'll see if Aqua goes for those. Looks like it's still staying pretty passive. Aqua can't really do much at the moment. Looks like he goes for a zebra rush, but I don't really think this is honestly gonna do much. Yeah, I think Bryan's gonna clean this up with minimal leaks. Okay, he actually leaked a lot, but still didn't have to boost or anything, so. But this round 15 rush should be deadly. Bryan goes for his, oh, that was not smart. He's not really going to be able to get his BIA now. I would have just waited another round and got it round 16, but Aqua has denied his BIA for another round, probably round 17 BIA now, since he went for the bank. Bryan still has all 3 boosts left though, which is definitely solid. So it looks like Aqua's going for a Moab. This is not honestly that great of a send unless he balloon boosts it and puts like ceramics behind, because Bryan could defend this most of the time without boost. Okay, it looks like Bryan boosts it and Aqua did send a ceramic behind, so that was needed. We'll see how Bryan tries to defend BFBs, if he just goes to boost them or tries to defend them without boost. Looks like he actually aggroes on Aqua here for once in the game. Aqua can honestly just boost against this if he wants to, but it looks like he just goes for Destroyer. He doesn't really need all 3 boosts. He can greed with them pretty well. Aqua's definitely going to send him a BFB here. No doubt. Yep. So we'll see if Bryan tries to defend this without cashing out. Or if he cashes out and tries to defend it without boost. Those are pretty much the 2 options, I'd believe. So it looks like he cashes out. So I'm guessing he's going to try to defend this one without boost. As you can see, the Moab smaller spots are not honestly very good. The top 2 are kind of getting blocked by balloons now. And he will have to boost this for sure. Okay. He ends up boosting and getting a laser cannon. Is it going to be enough? Okay. Yeah. He had to sell his BIA there. So definitely a good rush on Aqua's part. Bryan choked that defense pretty bad. Again, that's because the bomb spot he's using is not good for the balloons going late on the map. The second bomb spot's much better in my mind. And that's ceramic behind. Those 2 camo ceramics or something behind were pretty cheap and allowed Bryan to be forced to sell his BIA. So definitely smart. Looks like Bryan went for a bank afterwards. That's really interesting. I don't think it's very smart. Bryan's going to have like no money to defend this second BFB. He'll have to use his last boost here and then he's going to get drained to ZMGs. So Bryan's definitely in a bad spot right now. Oh, sent 2 BFBs. Okay. This honestly might force the selling of the BIA. We'll see. No, it looks like Bryan actually defends that pretty easily. So a good defend by Bryan. I don't really think 2 BFBs was that smart. Probably better just to go for 1. Oh, and Aqua ends up all-outing him here. Okay. Bryan is out of boosts. I don't think this is the best way, though. He really should have just took it late. Bryan's farms were terrible. Yeah, Bryan's going to defend this, it looks like. Oh, Camo Ceramics behind might... Oh, and Aqua wins! What? Okay, I really thought Bryan had that in the bag after that. All that was kind of dumb in my opinion, but yeah, we'll catch it last game. It's 2-2 currently. Alright, it looks like Bryan's losing map is Inlets. My favorite map in the game. I pretty much figured this map's ins and outs out and everything, so... Yeah, it looks like both of them are going boat mortar. So we'll see who wins this. I've taught Bryan a good amount of boat mortar on this map, so I honestly have my money on him. But Aqua is a really good player, so this could go either way. Looks like Aqua goes for 254 eco start. That's not going to force a grape shot, so I don't really like going for that. And then he sends some more later in the round. I'd rather honestly just go for 265 from the start. That's the number I like to use. And this will stay pretty passive until round 6, where Black Sins will definitely come. But yeah, we'll see how this game plays out. As we've seen from past games, it looks like Aqua likes to play a little bit more aggro with Boat Farm Mortar. So that will be interesting. They both end up going for their second farm here for round 6. And then they're going to go for some blacks, I'm guessing. Yep, to force that faster shooting on the grape shot. And both of them are using pretty much identical boat spots as well. So it looks like Bryan continues his blacks into round 7. He's trying to force a 0-0 boat like Aqua did, but I think Aqua's just going to greed for his plantation here and tank some leaks. I would have balloon boosted the blacks, honestly, if I were Bryan. It'd make him leak a lot more in this case. Is Aqua just not... Okay, there we go. He goes for his plantation here. And Bryan ends up following up with some greens. I don't think this aggro is really that smart. He's going to get behind in farms here. And Aqua's defense, even though he has a mortar, is only $300 more expensive than Bryan's. And then he forces Bryan's defense as well, mortar as well. So good play. Bryan can sell that 0-0 belt now to farm on harder. I wouldn't really keep it. But as you can see, Aqua does have a farm lead now, and he's only behind 19 eco, so I'd rather be in Aqua's shoes at this point. Is he going to go for the plantation though? It does not look like it, so they actually are tied in farms going into the shorter rounds. I might have greeted for that farm honestly if I was Aqua, and if he rushed with whites, just go for another grape shot. So Bryan ends up boosting them Aqua's way. That forces a destroyer. Aqua looks like he's about to send Bryan the same thing. That forces another grape shot. That's not going to be enough though for balloon boosted whites, and it forces a destroyer as well. Okay. Both forcing each other's signal flares. Bryan sells his boat to go for the farm, so Bryan does have an out farm now, and Aqua does have an out eco. So the rules have kind of switched. And they're tied on boosts and everything as well. So it looks like Aqua might just end up going for a Republic here instead of another farm, which is definitely a fine play. Yep, that's what he does. Bryan's just saving up for his round 15 BI now. He's going to be able to get it up one round earlier than Aqua, I'm pretty sure. So that's definitely good for Bryan, getting up that earlier BIA. Looks like Aqua's trying to punish him for going for the BIA, but it's really hard to punish on this map. Both spots are just so good. This does force a boost. Okay. So this can be interesting. Aqua might follow it up with a big balloon boosted rush to try to force the selling of the BIA. So we'll see if that happens. I think Bryan's going to be able to defend this though. Yeah, he didn't send near enough rainbows. So Bryan is definitely in a really good spot now after that. I don't really think Aqua can do much at this point, now that he didn't force the selling of the BIA. So it looks like Aqua's just farming on at this point. He's kind of just got to hope for a miracle. Because Bryan's going to have a huge money lead after getting that BIA. As you can see, Bryan has passed him in eco now. Round 20. Looks like Aqua's going for a boat up top because round 20 AI can be pretty difficult. So we'll see if either of them mix stuff in with AI. It looks like Bryan is sending some zebras, which is definitely smart. It might honestly force Aqua to boost here. He goes for 3 destroyers. Is that enough? He might actually go down. He boosts as well. Okay. And he gets up his late BIA, but dude, Bryan's just outplaying so hard this game. They're tied in boosts now, and Bryan has such a big money lead and equal lead. His BIA is probably cooked up a good amount. Round 22, Aqua sends some leads with AI, while Bryan's trying to go for a second BIA. Definitely smart going for the second BIA. I told him, we talked about this. On a map where there's limited farm space, 2 BIAs is really smart because both players are going to have max facilities, like round 27 or so. So the only difference is going to be the eco, and the double BI really helps you get that eco up. So yeah, we'll see. I'm guessing Aqua's not gonna go for another BI. He's probably just gonna go for facilities at this point. That's what I would do. Both of them have a ton of destroyers, which is interesting. I normally have like 2 and then grape shots up top, but Aqua looks like he is going for another BIA. I don't think that's wise. If you get up your first BIA really late, it's probably better just to go for facilities, because facilities are more cost effective, but of course the BIA does help with the eco. They're gonna need a big one here or a lot of destroyers to defend AI. And it looks like Bryan goes for his big one, and Aqua does the same. They only need 1 destroyer on strong, and that's enough, but it looks like they end up keeping both up. I would just sell 1 and go for more farms if I were them. But you can see this money lead Bryan has. He's got a facility and about 600 eco up. So, however, both of them will still have a lot of money late game, so it is honestly either of their games, but Bryan definitely has the advantage. Round 27, you got some mobs this round. What I like to do is sell my big one, go for a facility, get that extra money, and then just spam some destroyers afterwards. Kind of helps you get a money lead, because you don't really need your big one again until round 32 or so. But it looks like Bryan pretty much has max farms now. He can sell his BIAs next round and just get up 2 more facilities, so he's fine keeping his big one. And that's what he does, sells his BIAs, going for max facilities, and then it's just going to be a boat spam from here on. I don't think Aqua's going to be able to afford his 4 facilities yet. So you can also see that money difference right here. Bryan's got 27,000 left while spamming boats, and he has max facilities. Aqua still doesn't have max facilities. Aqua needs to sell those BIAs. It's round 29. The eco is pretty much invaluable right now. The money difference is huge. I don't know why Aqua hasn't gone for facilities yet. It looks like he is now, but that's just so late. Look at the difference in defense and money. And even though Aqua kept those BIAs up so long, Bryan still has an eco advantage. I really don't see any way Aqua can win this. Bryan can send him around 32 or 33 and defend Aqua's counter while Aqua can't defend. It looks like it goes to around 31, which is honestly probably smart. I don't think Aqua's gonna be able to defend this, but it looks like Aqua is not countering. Probably the right move. Bryan could defend a counter really easily. Okay, it looks like Aqua is countering. Bryan should be able to defend this easy peasy. It's a pretty small counter too. Bryan just had a huge money lead. He'll be able to outstall him. And yeah, I think this is pretty much GG unless Bryan chokes. But we'll see. Bryan still has a facility up. I'd sell that at this point. Yeah, there you go. He sells it. And I think there's 0 chance Aqua defends this. So yeah, there's the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this live comm over other people's games. I thought it was interesting. BryanChess wins 3-2, so the next game that will be happening is Bryan versus Ismile. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and roll the outro. I'll catch you guys next time.